Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Scope. And now, here are your hosts, Jared, Adam, and Shane.
Hey everybody, welcome back to The Scope, episode 322. Ugh, it just keeps going and going and going, doesn't it? Jared's here, Adam is here.
You sound so disgusted, jeez.
Ugh, I mean, sometimes you just gotta call it for what it is, that's what I say. Yeah, we are back. Summer still is in full swing. The dog days of summer, that's what I would say this is. Dog days of summer.
Woof, woof.
We had a great trivia contest last episode. This show, however, we're going back to form. We've got some spring and summer tasty treats to try out, so I'm pretty excited to get into it with Jared and Adam.
I'm right on it with the dog days.
I love it. Right there. So I'm going to let you guys decide what we're going to talk about in the A block. We're either going to talk about TV or breaking Thundercats news. Which would you guys like to talk about?
There's breaking Thundercats news?
Yes.
I mean, I want to talk about TV, but breaking Thundercats news, if it's truly breaking.
Adam, what do you think?
I don't think Adam cares.
Well,
Can we do both? Do we have to decide?
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So
It's like a
we'll,
Sophie's
do
choice.
both
Does the
quick.
other one get killed?
we'll start quickly with Thundercats news.
Got it.
A company called Super 7 has been making 7-inch Thundercats figures for a few years now.
They have a style to them, don't they?
They've definitely, yes,
Breaking news on Thundercats.
I love it.
Oh, wait, there's actually a breaking news logo.
Breaking news: Thundercats in the headlines. So yeah, they've been releasing a number of these figures over the years, and I think about a year ago or so, they actually released a scaled Thunder Tank, which is the vehicle that the Thundercats drove around in their cartoon. And this thing was monstrous. I think it was like 3 feet long. Like,
jeez,
$350, $400 for this thing.
That's a lot.
Today they just announced, Super 7, that they are going to be releasing the Cat's Lair, which is the Thundercats base. And so I just got this email, and I wanted to go through some of the statistics on it, and then I want you guys to tell me how much you think this is going to cost if you want to buy this thing.
I won't hit the pre-order button, but I am looking at the picture. Go ahead.
Right. So they need 3,000 backers to bring this fortress to life. It's chock full of hidden weapons, special lighting effects, unfolds to reveal a command center, removable control pods, the Thunder Tank maintenance hangar, hidden weapons room, and so much more. This toy is over 36 inches tall, 33 and a half inches deep when open, and 53 inches wide when it's open. The Mighty Fortress is scaled to accommodate your Thundercats Ultimates figures. It's interesting, the
How
back
big are these figures? Jeez.
Yeah, when this thing opens, like the back of it looks like a mountain rather than just like a cheap piece of plastic.
Mm-hmm.
It is amazing. This thing is gigantic. Like, you look at the scale on it. They need 3,000 people to fund this thing. Adam, how much do you think a toy that is that big, requiring essentially a Kickstarter, how much do you think it's going to cost a Super Thundercats fan?
Unfortunately, I saw the price of the Thunder Tank, so maybe Jared should guess.
What was the Thunder Tank price?
$500.
It was $500. Okay, so I thought it was cheaper than that. So the Thunder Tank was $500. Jared, how much do you think the Ultimate Cat's Lair is going to cost you if you want it?
I'm going to go $649, Bob.
Let me look the pre-order button. I'm going to click on it right now. Jared, if you did this, you would win both showcases.
Wow.
The Cat's Lair is $650.
Oh my God.
That was
impressive.
I actually own one of the Thundercats action figures. I have a Lion-O, which, he's was one of my favorite cartoons as a kid of the 80s, but $650 is like, that's almost like buying a PlayStation and an Xbox. That just seems too much. I mean, you really have to be a big fan to do that.
The figures cost $55 each?
Yeah, I mean, they're 50 to 60 somewhere. Sometimes you can find like deals. You'll see them, but
I didn't realize they had like an Ultimates style of action figure. I was thinking all of their reaction ones, which are very like sort of like Kenner
like
Star
old
Wars
Star
style.
Wars. Yeah, yep.
So they have their Ultimates one, which are way more posable, and I'm assuming bigger.
Yeah, they're 7 inches tall. They're bigger than like the typical Black Series,
right?
Or GI Joes. They're a good inch taller, and they're very well done. I mean, they look exactly like the cartoon.
Yeah, they look great, and they've got like multiple hands and all kinds of accessories and stuff.
Yeah,
that's
and Super 7 does a lot of these Ultimate figures. I think they do some Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They do an animated style of GI Joe, which are really cool. But they're all like,
this is Artan I just found. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, they're like $250 to buy the wave, and that's just one wave out of many. So unless you're a super collector with deep pockets, it's sort of price prohibitive. But if you're into it,
I mean,
this is your thing.
These are for the adult collector who has money to spend.
Yeah, I mean, they're really aiming this towards Gen Xers that have a lot of disposable income. So there we go. So Cat Slayers out there, I know all of our listeners are going to be pre-ordering that. So this is just a public service announcement, I would say. Topic number 2.
We're going to Facebook Marketplace right now to see how much I can snag one of these things for.
Do it. Question number 2. We're about halfway through the summer TV viewing season. You guys, what's your favorite thing that you've watched this summer so far? We'll start with you, Adam.
Oh, don't do that.
Jared, we'll start with you.
Silo. For me, it's season 1 of Silo on Apple TV Plus.
Have you? Okay, Jared, I think you recommended the book to me like forever ago, right?
Probably, yep.
The show's been good too?
I think the show's been really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm very happy it's been renewed for a season 2. The show ends a little bit earlier than the first book does, but I think it was a good place for the show to end. So very curious where it goes from here. I mean, I kind of know where it goes from here. They have made some subtle changes here and there, but nothing that's too dramatic or anything that I would care about too much. I thought it was great. That's cool. And now I'm liking Foundation season 2 so far. I could go on. I have lots of Apple TV shows I've loved. Platonic I liked. What else?
I have a question about Platonic.
Hijack is good.
We started watching Platonic, and I was just looking for like a light show, and it seemed like it was getting serious, like around episode 4 or 5. Does it continue to be serious or funny?
I think it's mostly funny with occasional seriousness. It depends.
Okay.
When did the vampires come into play?
Oh, that's season 2.
Okay.
That just started.
I don't know if they're going to do it. I haven't heard anything about a new season. The show kind of ends with if the show ended there, it would be fine. I think it was a satisfactory end to a season. And if they get another season, great. But if they don't, then it's also fine.
It's nice that Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne just get to have fun because they're friends.
Just go out and just do what they want to do creatively. Adam, do you want me to go next, or do you got something in mind?
I think we're talking just TV shows, or like could.
I mean, I was thinking TV, but
okay,
if,
cool.
If there's something that really moves you in the movie space, you can talk about that too.
I'll say the other 2. Season 3, which unfortunately is their last season, has been fantastic.
Is that the show you told me to watch, Jared?
Yes, I've been telling you to watch that several times. So you're finished with it, Adam?
Yeah.
What is
that?
I
thought the finale was really well done.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they knew or had a feeling that might be a finale, but it felt decent. Even if, after the fact, we found out that was.
Is that an HBO show?
You watch, it is on Max, yeah.
Okay.
Jared, you watch Hacks, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I think there's some familiarity with like those 2 shows in Broad City. Maybe they share some writers or something like that, but I've liked all those shows just
Hacks
so
is
much.
Great. I was surprised to find out that the Minx, is it the Minx? Yeah, whatever. The one that was on HBO Max but is now on Starz, apparently. That's where season 2 is starting this week. So I don't have Starz, so I guess I won't see it yet. But I thought it was one of those shows that would have been outright canceled by Warner Media, but guess they just sold it, or I don't know who owns Stars, but anyway.
We can get into all of that strike business and how that stuff. I mean, that could be an entire show if we want it to be. The show that I have loved the most this summer has been The Bear. I mean, that's just been hands down my favorite thing. You know, the first season was fantastic, very stressful and very kinetic. And I just, I didn't really even know like what they would necessarily do in the second season to top it. And they did. I just think it's better all the way around. The show has heart. It toned down a little bit of that frenetic pace. And
for a while.
I mean, and then it actually gave pretty much every character a spotlight at some point, which was fantastic. I was so sad when it was over, and I honestly cannot wait to see where it goes in season 3.
Do yourself a solid and watch The Bear season 2 if you haven't seen season 2 yet, but watch the whole thing. It's great. And then at some point very close to it, watch The Menu as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
it's a good pairing.
We talked about The Menu, and that was the movie that we watched not too long ago, which I think is fantastic, Adam. If you want to go down the movie route.
I saw The Menu.
It was really good.
Theaters.
Surprisingly good, in my opinion. I came out of it like, wow, this was a fantastic film.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laser Jared. Mm-hmm. So, guess what, guys? We have got a lot of show to get to. We've covered TV. We've covered Cat's Lair. Now we need to cover summer foods. So, how about this? Let's take a break. We'll let Jared do some talking. We'll come back with more Scope Dope or Scope Nope summer flavors right after this. Stick around.
Bring it down. We don't have time. To listen to that intro too much. We're going to talk about what it costs to make a podcast, folks. It now costs us $20 a month because we're paying for Zencastr because they don't have a free tier anymore that's worth anything. And we go long. We go long. We're going to get through those 2 hours free. So we have to pay for it. And that means you have to pay for this show, right? You want to anyway. You enjoy watching us stuff our faces and hearing us talk about shows we've barely watched. It's the best part of your week on those weeks when we released episodes. No, we're infrequent. What are you going to do? We're old people now. This is what happens. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is I'm talking to you right there at the end of my finger. If you're listening, you can't hear it, but there's a finger pointed in your face, and it's demanding that you go to patreon.com/thescopeshow. Wow, it took me like almost 30 seconds before, actually a couple minutes before I mentioned that this was a Patreon spot. Patreon.com/thescopeshow. You can support this show. Yeah, you can. You look at that. All the writers and the actors are on strike. We're not on strike. Patreon.com/thescopeshow. Help us out. 10 seconds left. Let's see if we can use it all. We're going to use every second because you are supporting us and you demand it of us. Patreon.com/thescopeshow.
Hello, everybody. We are back with Scope episode 322. You've been waiting for it. You've been asking for it. Scope Dope or Scope Nope returns.
By the way, if you do want to ask for it, 612-21-SCOPE.
Yeah.
That is the phone number where you can ask for it by name.
I love it, Jared. Summer's here and the time is right for tasting more limited edition food concoctions. This time around, we're all about soda pop, cookies, salty chips, and maybe even a little breakfast snack. So let's get into it. Let's stop messing around. Our first treat we'll be sampling today will be
it's a summer storm breaking over the hills.
Like how Jared has to explain his sound effect choices.
Well, not everyone can hear it.
Fair enough. I hope everyone can hear it. Normally, we tend to focus on like the sweeter treats, but this time around, we're going to start with something salty and savory. I'm holding it up to the screen. This is Lay's limited time flavor BLT sandwich. Let's read the marketing text. Lay's BLT sandwich combines the flavors of smoky bacon and tomato in a savory, crisp spin on one of America's most beloved sandwiches. I don't know if BLT is a beloved sandwich, but it is. It's out there.
Classic, at least.
It's classic.
I'm going to wait till you're done, but I've got questions for you.
These are Lay's. They are not wavy, and I implore you all to immediately do this. do the sniff test. We've got to smell these to see if
Before-
it smells
before
like
I-
a BLT. Go ahead, Jared.
Before I sniff, I was listening to your intro text. I noticed you called them Lay's BLT, correct?
Yeah. Sure.
And then you said they have the taste of bacon and tomato.
Yeah.
They seem to have left a letter out. They've got the
yes.
B.
Yeah.
They've got the T. Did they take the L?
Yeah. I mean, they
and,
must.
and leave it at the factory?
Maybe the chips are made of lettuce. They're lettuce chips.
But like does lettuce have a flavor or is it the crunch? You know?
Yeah, it's got to be the crunch.
It has a flavor. Everyone says lettuce doesn't taste like anything. It tastes like lettuce, okay?
Yeah, describe it.
It's not a good
Tastes like
thing.
lettuce. Okay, so Jared's sniffing the bag. Adam is sniffing. I'm sniffing.
I'm just gonna eat this. I'm not waiting. I'm hungry.
Yeah, go for it. But I just want you to know everything.
I get zero bacon on the nose. I'm just.
Oh, I get all bacon on the nose.
There's no bacon here. Okay, slight bacon as I get in. If I put my
Maybe
nose
you need
in
a
this
whole.
little.
Maybe you
if I
need a
put
whole
this-
bag.
If I put my nose in the cupola, I get it. All right, here we go.
It's good.
Adam loves it.
Okay. There's a little bit of a tomato tang there. I don't know if it's like a prominent tomato flavor.
No.
And the bacon's subtle too. Okay, the bacon comes in at the end. It's a little more bacon at the end.
One more.
I'm not getting any L, which I'm thankful for because I don't like L. And honestly, you eat that L, you're just waiting to get food poisoning. I see the articles. E. coli, it's out there. Got to recall all that lettuce. That's why I don't even bother. People say, oh, you want a little crunch. You got a little crunch on your sandwich. Don't you want a little crunch? No, I don't want crunch. I got crunch in my tater chips.
I don't love tomato on a BLT. When I was a kid, I used to be a BL guy with mayonnaise, BLM. That's what
So that was
bacon lettuce.
that was back when it was just the Bureau of Land Management.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to kick this off. I love a good Lay's potato chip. I'm not going to lie. They're solid. And I don't necessarily think that this, if I were to eat it blindly and not know what the flavor was, I wouldn't say, oh, this reminds me of a bacon chip or this reminds me of a bacon tomato chip. It's like a spice chip that definitely has a little bit of smokiness to it. And I like it, actually. I would give it a scope dope in the sense that it's a good chip that it's gimmicky, but it's something that tastes like you would get in a potato chip. And so for that, I would give it a thumbs up, even if it doesn't quite mimic the flavors of a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. Adam, what about you?
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's how different is this than a barbecue chip?
Yeah,
you know,
it's like, sort of in that ballpark, isn't it? It tastes like a barbecue chip.
Yeah, which is fine, right? I mean, everyone loves a barbecue chip. But yeah, I don't really know how it's different. I like how it tastes. I don't usually have potato chips, so this is like a treat. So sure, I would eat this anytime, but it is not B, L, or T. It's just, I mean, I guess it's smoky, but the B, if the B was barbecue, it could just work just as well.
Jared, do you agree with that statement?
So a BLT connotes the idea of like an easy to craft sandwich for your lunch break in the breezy, airy days of summer, right?
That's how Adam and I often describe it.
That's what I hear. I'm not a big fan of the sandwich myself, but I think this fits that bill. Like I think the taste profile for me is sort of in the ballpark, but actually not even in the ballpark, probably in the parking outside the ballpark of, I think Lay's also makes a bistro blend.
Oh,
or maybe it's a Ruffles.
Sure.
There is a bistro blend that is a much more robust flavor that is sort of similar to this in my mind. This doesn't come close to it. This is a very subtle flavor. There's not a lot on the nose, not a lot on the palate. You get that crisp Lay's crunch, and it's inoffensive. I don't know that I would ever buy it though. So I appreciate you sharing your bag with me.
So is it a scope?
But it's not bad.
Would you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
I would give it a soft thumbs up.
All right. So we got our first
collectively.
Winner.
Yeah, scope dope.
It's dope. Very, very exciting. Well,
We'll give it a dope.
yeah. I mean, I mean, it's not something that's going to change the world, but it's not it's not an offensive special flavor. Like you're buying it just. Go ahead.
Question for me is it better to eat these as they are, or do I crumble them over a delicious French omelet a la the bear?
Well,
Something to think about.
That's supposed to be sour cream and onion.
Yeah, but this will do in a pinch if you don't have sour cream and onion.
It really is. Well, everybody...
just to make sure I'm on the same page as you, Shane, you said this isn't going to change the world. Are we waiting for one of these to qualify to that level, or what are we?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the whole point of why we keep doing this. We keep testing these foods to get one thing that we know is going to create such a shift in the culinary world that we won't know what to do with ourselves.
All right. I'm ready.
Maybe today. Well, our next delicious treat is we're going back to the sweet sodas, and Mountain Dew never lets us down. This time around, we've got Mountain Dew's Purple Baja Passion Fruit Punch. Everybody's got their bottle. It's dew with the blast of natural and artificial passion fruit flavor, perfect for a tropical summer. So, as you all recall, we liked the last Mountain Dew flavor that we tried, that summer bomb pop type thing.
Summer freeze.
So let's see if
one of the favorite ones.
This Baja Punch.
I just want to let everyone know you should refresh, then recycle.
Right. All right, I'm going in.
I'm not 100% that I know what passion fruit tastes like.
Yeah. I don't think it's a real fruit. I think it's a made up thing.
You think so?
Yeah.
Passion fruit has a slightly sour smell and taste to it, and you can smell it on the drink immediately.
Okay, I'm getting a little sour. Have you had passion fruit all by itself, Shane?
Yeah.
You've been on tropical vacation, so I'm not surprised. It's probably at the buffet next to the nachos.
Yeah.
Okay. A very moderate tartness, nothing too bad. Very sweet. Very sweet. But then these Mountain Dews do tend to be very sweet.
Yep.
So I'm not surprised there. Oh, and I can enter for a chance to win $500 Taco Bell gift card. Well, that's a winner.
Well, while you guys are sampling, I will kick it off. I feel like this fruity Mountain Dew soda could be any number of some of the other fruity ones that we've had, right? Like it sort of tastes like it's in that ballpark. It doesn't necessarily stand out. We've definitely had worse Mountain Dew flavors than this, but we also have had better. It's very middling. And I think for me to give any Mountain Dew flavor a scope dope, it has to pass this test. Would I have another bottle of it at some point down the line? The Bomb Pop one that we sampled last time around, I definitely have had a bottle of that since. This I probably would not seek out to buy again. I mean, it's fine, but it doesn't rise to the top of the specialty Mountain Dew soda pile. So it's a weak dope note for me. Jared, what do you say?
I'm going to have to agree with you. I think that Mountain Dew, we've tasted a lot of Mountain Dews here. And it takes a certain je ne sais quoi to rise up. Now, Summer Freeze, that is probably a top 3 Mountain Dew flavor for me. That's up there with Original and Spark, which are always available. Summer Freeze, I've looked for it. It is no longer available. You cannot get it. So I will have to wait until hopefully next summer when it comes out again.
You can get it on eBay for hundreds of dollars.
Jared,
that is not something I'm super interested in. I'm only interested in paying retail. I don't like it that much. So I'm also a soft nope on this.
All right. So Adam's opinion is meaningless, but I still want to hear what he has to say.
I'll just echo what you guys said. You could have told me that this was any other Mountain Dew, or even not Mountain Dew. Just,
Yeah. If you had given this to me without the label, there's no way I would have guessed it was passion fruit.
Yeah, It just would have tasted like weird fruity.
It's not. Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's just like my 280 calories and 73 grams of sugar could go elsewhere.
Right.
Correct. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to do something I really enjoy.
Right. Well, I'm going to have a chip to cleanse my palate.
As you do.
Mm-hmm. So nope.
That's a nope.
We'll move on to the next thing.
Certainly not a bad experience. If you like passion fruit and you want to try out the Mountain Dews, by all means do so, but that is not something you're going to need to repeat.
Yeah, if you want to try the summer flavors, if you were to buy this, I don't think that you would cry about it, right? It wouldn't be a total waste of money. It's just not good. It's not the top of their inspired flavors.
Exactly.
But this next item might be, we're going into the cookie world with the Oreo cotton candy flavored cream. I don't know. It's limited edition. Let's read.
Did you write it down, or what's going on?
Yeah, I sort of fumbled it there. Jared, take a dive into nostalgia, dreaming up old memories of friends and family eating Oreo cookies with a limited edition cookie that is returning to the shelves for the first time in nearly a decade. So this is a newsflash. This is not the first time they've done it. Featuring the same golden Oreo wafer you know and love, these wafer cookies are filled with side-by-side pink and blue cotton candy flavored cream, making them supremely dunkable and delicious.
Supremely dunkable. All
So,
right. Would you expect? We're not.
I don't understand dunking
flavors, right?
this in.
I'm not dunking. So I'm holding it up. You can see that there is pink on one side, blue on the other. It looks like cotton candy, and it's. I mean, when I smell an individual cookie, it smells more like an Oreo cookie rather than cotton candy. Necessarily.
I mean, it just smells like the normal golden Oreo with sweet.
Yeah, it really does.
I'm impressed that it is it's two different applications of cream.
Yeah.
This is not like a specialized
Yeah, if you open it up, you can see.
Yeah, it's
right
two different dollops, which, credit for them. That had to take extra tooling.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get in and have a bite.
All right.
Full disclosure, I like the golden Oreos better than the chocolate Oreos.
What the fuck?
I mean,
I know.
that's sacrilege, but
That's awful. Did we have the Pop Rocks Oreos on this?
We did. Yep.
These taste very similar to that.
I just need a little cream. I need to isolate that flavor.
Jared, we're going to let you start this off, so soak it in and then tell us what you think.
You know what? So I think the golden Oreo is a nice treat. I will always prefer the chocolate ones more than the golden ones, but these are a nice diversion. Like if you want something a little bit different and you still want that Oreo experience, I think seek out a golden Oreo. That's a good choice. I've isolated the cream and I am getting legitimate cotton candy flavor off this. I just expected sugar, cotton candy kind of is sugar. So maybe that's just what I'm tasting, but I am getting a solid cotton candy experience off of this, flavor-wise. I do like the fact that there are two separate applications of the cream. This is a thumbs up for me. I'm really enjoying this experience.
All right. Well, I'll jump in next. Full disclosure, I have had these before. So this is not my first experience eating them. And I will tell you that I loved them when I first had them. My family loves them. It definitely, like you said, has that flavor of cotton candy. And there's sort of like there's like a flavor of cotton candy that's out there in candy and stuff like that a lot of times, like in blizzards, it's almost like maybe even a little too cloyingly sweet. This is a little bit more subtle. You could definitely taste the cotton candy, but maybe it's like it being in cream form, and then you got that vanilla cookie. Oh yeah, Jared, what a combo!
Do we think it'll take the dunk?
Dunk it in the passion fruit.
No, there's not.
But yeah, I think this is.
If I had a glass of passion fruit, perhaps.
This is a fantastic. Sorry, my wife just peeking her head in right there. You're on camera, Carrie.
My wife.
Oh, the cats are in
my
there.
Wife. My wife. My wife.
She wants a cat.
My wife.
Anyway, I have said this to my wife and other people. I would lobby for this to be a regular Oreo flavor. Like you could buy this in the store at any time. That's how much I like this. So
okay. I mean, I can see why you make that argument. I think it has a little bit more. It's a little more special if you can't get it very often.
Adam, what do you think?
Though.
I like it. I will say the perfect Oreo is a double stuff original Oreo. Wow. But as far as the golden ones go, I like it. It's Yeah, it's sweet, but totally fine. And I'd eat a few of them. So sure, let's say yes.
All right. Well,
Wow,
another.
let's say yes.
We're all on the
Yeah,
same
scope
page.
dope.
Scope dope.
Yeah, no
Boy, oh
dissenting
boy.
opinions so far.
Yeah.
Either that, or we've had soft opinions that are easily swayed.
Right. Okay. One chip, and then we move on to our next item.
This is our last item, isn't it? Oh, we've got more. Or do we? I don't know. How do shows work?
All right. Palate's a little cleanse. This is going to be interesting. This is Kellogg's brand Icy cereal. Inspired by Icy's best-selling cherry and blueberry raspberry flavors, this new cereal utilizes an innovative ingredient that cools your mouth as you eat, imitating that familiar and refreshing first sip of an Icy. Kellogg's Icy cereal is the company's first summertime cereal to feature this cooling sensation. The cereal has a sweet, cooling feeling, leaving you craving more and transforming milk into a tasty, slurp-worthy treat. Yeah.
So do we need milk?
Yeah, I was thinking like that would probably be helpful, but we're not doing that. It just says for an even colder experience, place a bowl of Icy. Oh, weird. This is what it says on the back. I'll read it again. Place a bowl of Icy cereal without milk in the freezer. Wait 30 minutes or more, then add milk and enjoy the super chill crunch. I might have to do this. So
it is the coldest cereal in town, as they call it.
So as you recall, when we did our wintertime treat, we got that Elf on a Shelf cooling cereal. Yeah. And it wasn't that good, and the cooling sensation was barely there. So I suspect that this would probably be the same way, but we'll find out. But Jared, I think you guys have to do the sniff test on this because I think that's where it all starts.
Oh my God.
I think I'm properly recovered. So I did your little chip palate cleanser after eating these sweet ass Oreos, and that was a nightmare scenario. Don't do that. Don't do that, kids.
Yep.
I had to reset.
I don't know if you're going to get
passion
the
fruit
entire
Mountain Dew
experience.
here. All right, so we've got cherry and blue raspberry flavors in the bag.
It's a good muzzle. Here's what I'll say. I don't understand how they release this into the public with that smell being what it is.
It smells exactly like a Freezy. It smells like they're Freezy.
It smells like cherry Robitussin.
Well, I mean that's that's sort of like the base of what a Freezy is. It's just not medicated. Anyways, yeah, you just might have to. You might have too small of a bag.
You're lucky.
I don't know that I'm getting any of that. I'm just getting like generic Kellogg.
This
cereal.
is a new TikTok trend. Jared's starting.
Sniff Icy cereal. Okay, so I personally going to eat them separately.
I'm trying my best
here. Have the red first and the blue after.
Well, must be nice to see colors.
Okay. I'm taking a pair of red and then a pair of blue. So here we go. Cherry. I'm chipmunking it. Okay. A little bit of cooling. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's a little bit of that.
Exactly what you want in a cereal for kids.
I don't know what you call it. Mentholy type
Get
flavor.
them started young. Okay, I'm moving on to the blue pieces. Yeah, I'm looking at that too.
I have a purple one. Is that like a mix? There's a couple of purple ones in here too. Interesting.
Ugh.
I'm not getting a lot of flavor off either one. Honestly. Maybe
to me, I don't really get a lot of flavor until the aftertaste, and it is not great.
Okay, Adam, we'll start with you. I think I know where you stand.
It's really bad. It's actively bad, which a cereal should never be.
Is that it?
Fuck you, Shane, for having us do this stupid test.
Well, I'm going to say this. I think this is, in terms of getting that cooling sensation, it's better than Elf on the Shelf. I thought the Elf on the Shelf cereal it had marshmallows that were hardly in there. It wasn't.
You
that
mean
good.
better, as in like it's more effective?
Yeah, like it's more cooling.
Yeah, sure.
And I will also say that I don't think that you need to make a cereal based on an Icy. It's a weird thing, right?
Yeah.
But that being said, I mean, as trying to approximate that icy flavor in a cereal, I think they're in the ballpark in the sense, like it's not just something totally random. Like I do get hints of like that cherry icy whatever, but this certainly isn't icy, and you have that grain from the cereal that almost makes it creamy in your mouth. So it's like very weird going on in your mouth. It's just a very weird sensation. So I would give it a scope nope. More out of confusion and like, why was this made? Not pure disgust like Adam. So Jared, you're next.
This was made just to get people like us to try it and give them marketing. This has no redeeming qualities. It doesn't taste good. It doesn't smell like anything.
Done.
Maybe
Doing
if you go through the labor of doing the whole freezer trick, they said, it's maybe interesting once.
Well, gentlemen, we got a lot more cereal.
That's my...
Not a lot more cereal. A lot more foods to go. But the problem is I started to cut this bad boy short. Got a little bit of situation. So
yeah,
how about we wrap it up? And we will be back another time with another show.
Oh. What? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves once again at the end. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I know I have. Fear not, Scope Faithful. Days shall pass as if they were but a moment, and Jared, Adam, and Shane will return with another thrilling episode. Until then, send your comments to comments@thescopeshow.com or leave a voicemail message by dialing
612-21-SCOPE. That's 612-217-2673.
Thanks for listening, faithful fans. This is Tony Partington saying, Buenas tardes. Tune in next time to another terrific edition of The Scope.